The Morning Joe team, the team that is essentially the actual Joe Park, Joe and Mika Brzezinski, Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, had a meeting with Trump a few days ago. They went down to Mar-a-Lago to more or less kiss the ring like everyone else is doing. They're looking for a new approach to coverage because things are different. And what's happening with this meeting? They're getting blasted by both sides. Number one, the meeting at Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump to mark the first in-person interaction in about 7 years since he essentially became the president and then started mocking them. And so they decided to call him evil, all sorts of things, aimed at restarting communications with the Trump team. So that the host went out there to, face some of the history they had between the two. They emphasized the fact that going forward, they needed to get new details, new levels of integrations of their talking, new ways to communicate. So to get bigger things into the Trump White House and the MAGA world itself, they went down there to make this happen. Now, among the people who are the real ejectors, real people who really don't like this, are folks who are fans of Trump, Republicans and conservatives who have basically been trying to shield Trump from the talk that people like Joe and Mika have been doing for the past 7 years. Remember, before Trump got elected, he was on MSNBC in the show all the time. He was actually sort of friends with Joe and Mika in a sense. And then all of a sudden he turned into, the actual Donald Trump and he stopped doing these things. So Republicans are like, this is pretty hypocritical. You're all just trying to get back into good graces because he's in charge and repercussions are coming. And on the Democratic side, on the people who are more anti-Trump, even though Scarborough, technically a Republican, more or less independent, I guess, are saying this is all hypocritical. You're just trying to get on Trump's good side because there are repercussions coming, and you're just being weak-minded people. Your mileage may vary, but essentially the same argument on both sides. They're both being weak-minded people. We will see what happens with Morning Joe. I'm not sure if it's ratings are an issue or if access is an issue for the show, but we will see if that's going to be a big deal on the political scene now that Donald Trump is back in town. And so more shows like Fox News and Newsmax, those places like that will have more of the clout because, Trump just sort of calls and talks to them all the time. Maybe we'll get a phone call to Joe and Mika with Trump sometime in the new White House. Maybe.